What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I'm going to dig into this engine a little bit. If you recall from the last episode, we pulled the engine out of Homer, and in the process of doing that, we found out that the transmission case is just split to all ends. Here, let me show you. So here it is a little bit better in today's daylight. It is plumb split all the way around. So my concern with that is once that starter snout, let me show you that. Here we go. This starter snout was plumb shoved up in that torque converter. Gnawed it up pretty good. Still pieces of it falling out. So my concern with that is, did we damage anything in here with this flex plate or even into the crank? I seriously doubt it, but the fear is still there. So I want to get this flex plate off, drain the oil, see if there's anything in the oil to begin with. If not, we'll get it up, flip it over, take the oil pan off, and just check the rotating assembly itself. All of that will just kind of make me sleep better at night, right? Because I've got umpteen thousands of dollars worth of stuff here to go in this engine and in this car, and I seriously don't want to put that on an engine that's going to instantly fail. Worst case scenario, I send this up to the builder, have him go through it, check everything out, give me the thumbs up, and if we're good, we'll proceed. And if it's good here, we'll proceed anyway. So once we get the engine figured out, we'll get this transmission out, go through it, like we'll get our eyes right up on it and check it out real good. And then we've got to get this wiring all out. So enough with the chitter chatter. Let's get this engine up. We'll drain the oil, inspect that, take the oil filter off, check that out, see what we can find. If there's nothing major there, we'll get the engine up, flip it over, take the oil pan off, check the rotating assembly itself, see if it's all good, see if we see any burn marks, any catastrophic damage, which I seriously doubt. Get that flex plate off, and we'll see where this episode goes. I don't know. Essentially, we're playing just like a live version of BRG's Unsolved Mysteries, right? So let's get after it. This is Buster Radio Garage. All right, so I've got the engine suspended there. First thing I want to do is just make sure that my pan here is good and clean. Let me take some brake cleaner and get this good and clean. That way there's no mistaking what comes down in here, if anything. So we'll get this good and cleaned out, get every little piece of dirt that I can out of here. That way if something ends up in here, we know it came out of that oil pan and not left over in this. So we'll get this open, or get this cleaned out. That's good enough. So let's see what's in this oil. Hopefully we don't get a bunch of glimmer oil out of here. I'm hoping there's oil in it. That's probably what I should be hoping for. Good night. How long is this plug? All right. Let's cross our fingers, you all. Boy, that's black. This oil literally has one run on it, and look at it. That's crazy. All right, let me let that oil drain. I'll be back with you here in a second. All right, guys. Looks like the oil is done. Let's see what this magnet looks like. Very little residue on the magnet whatsoever. Nothing super sparkly. Let's take it out here. So I think we're good to go on that. Let's pull this pan out. Take it over here, put it in the light, and see what we got. It looks really good from here, but we'll get it out from under there and check it out. All right, let's see what we got. I think we are golden. I don't see so much as a sparkle in this oil. So I don't think we have any internal damage at all. I may have just been freaking out for nothing, but hey, look. It doesn't take but a second to check it out. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let me get this flex plate off, and we'll go from there and see if there's any seal damage, if I can see anything there, because that oil come from somewhere. Now I did notice this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a hole in my valve cover. Now at 5,000 RPMs with that oil flopping around in there, that could have been some of my issue, which is very, very possible. So anyway, let's get this flex plate off. We're going to put a new one on anyway and see if we see anything back here. If not, we just may give her a go like it is. All right, guys, I got the flex plate off. I don't see anything super bad or bad really at all. I do have some oil coming around this plug here. I'm going to clean this and dry it off real good, and then we'll just keep an eye back on that. But everything else looks okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to try to roll this engine over and see how well it'll go and see what we got and go from there. I think we're going to be all right. I may just be overthinking it, but I'm just not going to chance it. So, all right, let's keep going, see what we can find. I went ahead and pulled the valve covers off, and it looks like everything is moving like it should. I rotated the engine over. Everything appears to be okay. I don't have any broken springs. I don't have any loose push, or not loose push rods, but bent push rods that I can tell. All the keepers are okay. Everything seems to be okay. Now, when we get into it, we'll pull all of that and check it for sure. My main concern for today is just seeing if there's anything obviously broke. I don't believe there is, but it rotates over good, no issues. To be honest with you, I kind of wanted to put it on the stand, roll it over and take the oil pan off, but I cannot, for the love of God, find my bolts for my engine stand. So I'll get some new bolts for that, and we'll get it on a stand, because we're going to do all the work that we can on the stand before we put it in the car. We're going to get these heads all polished back up to looking nice, take this block and clean it up, repaint it, just kind of pretty everything back up, seeing how we're going to go through all the trouble of repainting the car. Kathy actually picked out the color for Homer yesterday, which I think is going to turn out awesome. I can't wait to see it. Those Homer stickers, which are going to be a considerable bit bigger, you know, are going to run up this way, are going to stick out like a sore thumb. Kathy picked out the paint color for the frame, the engine, and then, you know, all that other jazz. And we'll get with TNF Signs and get them to remake all these logos and decals. And we're going to get them to remake our girl Greta there. We got a plan here for the trunk, maybe for some sponsors and stuff. But overall, it's turned out to be a good morning. It's been some relief. I didn't sleep very well last night. You know, obviously, I mean, I'm like everybody else, you know, $12,000 is $12,000, right? So it would have really bummed me out if that engine would have just been, but I mean, I would have fixed it. It doesn't really matter, just it would have sucked. So anyway, I think the rest of the day, or not the rest of the day, because it is Christmas, right? So here for a little bit, while the girls are up there cooking and doing their jazz, I'm going to get all this electrical crap off the firewall, try to get that brake booster gone, and then we can start figuring out what we're going to do with the firewall. So anyway, that's it. I got to get this transmission out, which, you know, that sucks out loud. But start getting ready to get all this taken apart, cleaned, new parts, because everything in here is going to be new. And then, you know, we'll start getting all that jazz put on. So, cool beans. Anyway, that's a short little video for you today. I just wanted to check this engine out. Like I said, it kept me up last night trying to figure it out. I actually started to come back down here last night and tear it apart. But, you know, you got to be a dad and a husband first. And I wanted to, you know, spend Christmas Eve evening with the girls. And then this morning we got up and done the old presents and all that jazz. And, you know, oh my God, Santa brought me, you know. But it was really cool. Squirt is tickled to death. Kathy is tickled to death. And then obviously I'm very grateful for, you know, everything, you know. So I was telling the girls this morning, you know, when they were opening the gifts, you know, at the end of the day, you know, just be grateful we woke up this morning. Be grateful we got a roof over our head and clothes on our back and food in our stomach. The presents are just, you know, they're an additional thing. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to work, and that's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate you watching. Keep an eye out for tomorrow. May have another video for you. Like I said, these things are going to drop like that because work's not going to stop on this car. So anyway, Merry Christmas to y'all. I appreciate you very much. We'll catch you next time. BRG out.